Welcome to Let's Be Better. We believe that our greatest responsibility as a society is to give every child the nurturing guidance they deserve. When moms, dads, all of us show up with our best, children can thrive. This mission was born from a hard truth. Too often, systems meant to protect families end up dividing them. But this podcast isn't about what's broken. It's about who we can become. It's about grace for ourselves and for each other. It's about reclaiming what truly matters. It's about faith, the belief that even in a complicated world, ordinary people can come together and create extraordinary change. Let's be better. Let's live inspired. Let's break cycles, build bridges, and raise the next generation with love, intentionality, and purpose. Today, we're joined by Matt Bissonnette, founder of the ADU Exchange, a mission-driven business that helps families cultivate opportunity, stability, and a space to grow by creating affordable housing solutions. But Matt's story goes deeper than real estate. He's overcome addiction, taken control of his health, embraced reading and learning, and committed to becoming the best version of himself. Proof that when you rebuild your life from the inside out, everything else follows. Welcome on board, brother.
How you doing?
I'm so good. It's so good to have you here.
It's great to be here.
30 years I've known you.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Wow. You've had to tolerate me for 30 years.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you explain that journey? Why are you still here?
Hey, I'm still here.
That's cool.
Must be something.
So, I know. Thank you for accepting the invite to not only the show, but to be a board member on Mothers and Fathers Truly Matter.
It's an honor. It truly is. It's something that's very important to not just me, but obviously society.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? Billy Graham says, a good father is one of the most unsung, unpraised, unnoticed, and yet one of the most valuable assets to our society. Yeah, and there's just too much not good happening right now for children, and we got to usher in some change.
Absolutely. Yep. And fathers are a big part of that.
Huge.
You know, it's 50-50, right?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely.
And you actually had some heartbreak when you were younger. Just to dive right into it. I mean, your marriage didn't last.
Yeah. It's actually I came from a two loving parents that are still married, happily married from when they were 18. High school sweethearts. Both sets of my grandparents happily married their whole lives. I'm actually the first one in my family to be divorced, and it's a little heartache and stuff. It hurts at first, but then once you realize that there are other players involved in it, you kind of overcome all that hurt and focus on what's important, which is, to me, was my daughter.
Right.
The only thing you can't replace.
Yeah.
Truly. So, with that, I used it to build up some walls and everything going through that divorce. But, over time, those walls come down and you find yourself all over again. And here I am. Yeah.
And I know you would during that time you were you had closed down your sign shop, because that's how we met.
Yes.
You were actually married to one of my best friend's sisters, and that's how we came across each other.
Yeah.
And I was getting into the cell phone world, and you had your own sign shop. And I'd call you, say, Matt, we're building another store.
Yeah, every time you called me, brother, I was so proud of you. Like, look at this guy, this little kid. I remember you coming home with Chris, sometimes with the police being escorted home. And I'm there with Mary Beth, and you and Chris come in, and you guys were always so much fun, and it was great to see you growing up, and then owning the sign shop and having you come. It was just awesome. Yeah. I love it, and that's one of the things I respect about you so much, brother. You were just right at it, right from the get-go.
Yeah, and I always looked up to you too. You were like the big brother. You had entered into entrepreneurship, and you were doing it. So it gave me a bit of inspiration to go after my dreams too in that space at that time. And Man, I love you.
Yeah, I love you too. I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. So you were getting divorced sort of right before you closed the sign shop, right?
No, I had in 2006 I became a realtor because that was around the time that my ex-wife had graduated from college, and she graduated to be an accountant. So she wanted to go out and have her career, and someone had to be home for the baby.
Right.
And when I say that, I mean that in the best way because it was probably the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right.
I dissolved the sign shop and decided to become a realtor, which both of my parents were. So it was an easy transition for me to get into that world and be able to stay home with to raise my daughter. And when I say easy transition, I mean I worked every bit of every dollar I made, and they showed me how to. They didn't give me; they showed me,
Right.
which is incredible. And when I first started, it was during the Great Crash in 2006 to 2008 was the beginning of the end for the big real estate boom back in the early 2000s. So my dad said, just pretend you're in college for the next few years because that's what it's going to be like. And I learned a lot. I learned how to grind in those years.
So you learned under your parents about the real estate space.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
you were also stay-at-home father.
Stay-at-home father. Put her on the bus. Got her off the bus. Was able to go to all the school events, all the dance recitals. I mean, I was the luckiest guy ever. I loved it. They used to call me Matthew Stewart.
It's
they
all
would
good,
tease
though.
me, but
It's
it was
all good.
Are you kidding me?
Is there a better job?
Nope.
That's great.
Nope. And it's it's something today that my daughter and I, she's 26, Taylor. You know Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
Our relationship is so tight with where it's like we're one being. But my wife Beth makes fun of me. She's like, when you two are in the room, it's like you two are the only two in the room. You just talk to each other. People could try to join in the conversation. Good luck. No, it's just you two. I'm like,
Right, and that's a product
well,
of how
you
close.
want-
That's a product of
Yeah.
how close you guys were growing up.
Yeah.
For when she was growing up.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
And then, you're a stay-at-home father, managing starting in pioneering a real estate space
Yes.
with under your parents' tutelage.
Yes.
And then it sounds like maybe things started not going right at home with your wife at the time.
Yeah. So I think life happens, and there was just one day that my ex-wife had woke up and she just decided that it was kind of over, and yeah, it was a shock at first, and obviously I was blown away and it hurt. But what hurt the most was when she said that she also tried taking my daughter. Just like she used my daughter as a for position in the divorce because she knew that the laws or whatever the beings that may be that want the kids to be with the mother, doesn't matter how good the father is or the way that the household was, especially in that time. It was 2012. Fathers had, no rights. I remember going and talking to fathers that had gotten divorces, and they were bragging about being able to see their kid every other weekend, and they were happy about that. Like they weren't happy because they didn't see. Like they were happy. Like they actually had that right to.
They still
like,
had
are
access.
You kidding me?
Like the child still had access to them.
Yeah, like that's just incredible that they had to fight for that, and that's.
Well, you had to fight for it too.
I did, and basically what it was is I gave up all the assets, took on all the debt, and bought 50% of my daughter. I did not want to take her away from her mother, so I settled for 50-50, which is obviously the best for my daughter. 50% time with my ex, and 50% time with me.
There was a concession you had to make, though.
Sure, yeah. The ex-wife stayed in the house that my daughter was raised in,
Yep.
which I felt was the most stable for my daughter. So that way she had that stability.
Yeah.
Okay. And I moved in with my parents. Luckily, my parents had a big house. I had a separate apartment. So I was still able to provide nice stability to my daughter. And she was used to going there because my daughter went one day a week from when she was born. She would stay at my parents' house. And still at 26 years old, my daughter still goes to that house.
That's awesome.
One day a week. it's an amazing, amazing relationship as well. And that's the house I moved into. So for my daughter, it was very comfortable for her, and that's really all that mattered to
Yeah.
me.
So regardless of the sacrifice that
Yeah,
was made,
it was
you
well
you
worth
and your
it.
ex-wife were able to keep that baby's best interest first.
Absolutely.
And
Yes, and that's all that mattered to us. And today, I mean, we don't talk much. We only talk about Taylor, and it's all good now.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what another element that is often forgotten when we're discussing family court matters and the consequences for children is if one child is, if one parent is ostracized from that child's upbringing, a lot of times the whole other side of the family and that entire heritage, that legacy, it gets lost, and it's just not good.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And then the child feels empty, and
Well,
they
that-
wonder why.
well, that didn't happen with your
Yeah.
little girl, did
No,
it?
it did not.
Good
No.
for you. Good on you,
No.
Matt. Good on you.
Thank
Good
you.
on you and Mary Beth.
Thank you. Well, I had this epiphany when she was born, and I share this with people that have kids and that don't, and it's amazing how different the reactions are. But I always say when my daughter was born, I knew why I was on this earth.
Right.
And I just it's just shocking, how wow.
Well, you have
All
an
right,
awful
this
lot of
is it.
responsibility.
This is why I'm
and
here.
This is it.
And,
Yeah.
and again, I say that to people that have kids and don't, and it's
Right. Of course I
So,
do.
so something I hope that my daughter wants someday.
Right.
She's
Well, we all make our own choices.
that's it.
And then eventually, so when you went through that tough time with the divorce, I know you ended up sort of tell us about that experience.
So going through the divorce, I like to make the joke that I lost 220 pounds, and 80 of it was my own. So
That's awful.
Well, yeah. Again, you gotta with the hurt, you gotta overcome it, and sometimes you make jokes or whatever, and whatever gets you through, right? But I hit the gym at the house, and diet and exercise.
Right, because you were a bigger
And
guy. You
my whole life.
Yeah.
My whole life, I struggled with weight, and my mom was actually a weight loss counselor, and I was still always overweight, so I knew what it took, and I applied it, and it worked, and it was wonderful.
It's funny.
You know?
Sometimes you get in the best shape of your life after the divorce.
Yes.
Funny how that
Yeah,
works.
well,
huh?
some things
works-
are greater motivators than others.
Yeah, it works both sides, right?
Yeah. So, but I became very healthy and athletic, and it was wonderful, and then I got comfortable again with Beth, my current wife, beautiful, beautiful, kind woman. I've known her. This is a wild one. I've known her since preschool.
Wow.
4 years old. We kind of discovered this together as we were dating, because I had mentioned this, that I went to a school in Fall River, and Christian Day school, and she said, "Really? I went there too." And we went and got our class pictures and realized that we were there the same years, just two different classes.
Yeah, I remember you telling me. That's
Yeah, it's
pretty
very cool.
awesome story.
Very cool, very cool. And both of our brothers went to high school together as best friends, and we went to high school together, but didn't really hang out. And I mean, it's just a full circle moment that we realized, like, wow, there is such a thing as your soulmate.
That's awesome.
So it was
It
wonderful.
sounds like though in that comfort, in that love, maybe you got complacent again.
Oh, absolutely,
Right.
100%.
Which happens to all of us.
That weight, yeah. I mean, that's the love that she gave me.
Right.
She never gave me. She's like, I love you, big guy. And
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so it was just part of.
She just loved you.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And that comfort, obviously, you get complacent, and next thing you know, all that weight came back, and then some, I went up to 300 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, good time. I'm not complaining.
right.
And
you still brought a light everywhere you shined.
Yeah, I
everywhere
try-
you
yeah.
went into a room, like you're still you.
Yeah,
You're just
exactly.
a bigger and more unhealthy version, and
Yeah.
you might not last as long at that weight.
Yeah.
And so tell us about
So-
maybe a bit more of the journey. So you look really good now, and you look phenomenal.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's this time was I quit drinking. It's been a year and a half now. Both Beth and I we had a wild and crazy Sunday, and we woke up on that Monday and said, "What did we do last night?" And we knew that we did things. We went out on I like to sail, and we went out on my dinghy into the bay, and very unsafe stuff. And we realized that we did that. We kind of looked at each other and said, maybe we should try not drinking.
Yeah.
So we did. It wasn't a, I wasn't an alcoholic, quote unquote, what people think of. Like, oh, you stopped drinking, you must have had a problem. No, we stopped because we kind of realized that we're 50 years old or going on 50, and there are other things in life. And I was very lucky growing up that both of my parents had quit drinking when I was 14, so they've been sober 36 years. And I had two great role models of, they never said stop drinking, they never told me not to. They just loved me and just always knew that someday you'll realize it. And I really appreciate them for not doing that, because if they would have pushed it, I probably would have, like anybody, you push back, right? That's your natural instinct. So, I mean, I think that's one of the greatest things that they could have given me, is that support without without the push.
Yeah, the
if
gift
that makes
of,
any sense.
the gift of choice.
They're there. Now they're there, and they're like, you see?
Yeah, so like the gift of choice, autonomy. Here, we'll lead by example. This works really well for us. I mean, we notice our son, he's not the healthiest version of himself, but we're not going to tell him what to do. We'll lead by example. And you saw what they were living like, and you said, hey, I want to see what that's like.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I mean, it's something that I learned from them not to do, but there are people in my life that I want to tell them that.
Right.
And now I see how my parents did, and it's like, if I did, then I would just be that a-hole that I'm talking about that would have pushed them away. So
right.
It's a conundrum, but I can only care about myself and worry about myself. And in this moment, I am the best I've ever been.
Well,
so
congratulations
it's a wonderful
on
place to be.
Congratulations on all the hard work.
You.
I mean, it's not a very difficult task if you just set your mind to it and say, hey, I'm going to live a different way.
Exactly, it really is.
It's easy.
You can change on a dime.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
It's just a choice.
It is. Yeah.
Good stuff.
The choice you make every day.
Right.
You know.
Well, about addiction, I think I'd like to read something by Warren Buffett.
Mm-hmm.
The chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. Isn't that so true?
Absolutely.
I mean, and I've had my contention with alcohol, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I like to drink. I am also very fortunate in that I have the ability to shut it off. And if I didn't have that ability, if I didn't have that privilege to be able to say, hey, stop. Because one thing about alcohol that is often forgotten, alcohol, drug abuse, any form of addiction, it can be indirectly a form of child abuse, because the children might see you doing something on a daily basis. And I mean, let's be honest, children are going to imitate what they observe. And if every single day dad reaches for a beer or he reaches for a bourbon, the kids are going to say to themselves, well, that's normal. That's what I should do when I have stress, when I have anxiety. I should reach for alcohol. Whatever your vice is, right? Name it.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, brother, that's I can remember the exact moment in my life when I picked up to want to smoke, right? I was 10 years old, all right? And I had this moment with a girl I grew up with in the neighborhood. We bought cigarettes at the local store. The guy said, oh, yeah, I'm not going to sell them to you. So we went home, we forged a note, and we went back and he actually sold them to us. I said, okay, well, you have a note.
Right.
But I remember saying, like, the whole moment of that decision to smoke, which is a gateway, that's like anything. My dad does it. It can't be that bad. My dad wouldn't do anything that would hurt him. Like, I remember it. I remember that moment in my head, like that actual thought, just like that. When my dad does it, it can't be that bad for you.
Yeah, so within your heart, you said, if you reconciled that, it was a good move.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And your dad didn't know that he was indirectly contributing to your delinquency?
Of course, no one does.
No.
No one does.
No,
They don't do
he
that.
loved you unlimited, still does, right?
Yeah, of course.
But his it's almost like his complicity in his own vice inspired you to say it was all right.
Yeah. And then everything from there is the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, he does it. He does it. And look, he's successful and loves me and provides and all these great things. Well, it can't be bad.
Yeah, and then you got a 10-year-old boy smoking cigarettes with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Not so good.
Yeah. No.
Well.
No.
Well, and
But I'm here. And
yeah.
it's,
And not only are you here, but you're moving forward in life trying to help other people.
Absolutely. Yes, I am.
And then so fast forward 20 years as a realtor to today, and then there's the ADU exchange.
Yes.
So obviously during your time as a realtor, you noticed a glaring hole in the marketplace that folks could really have a hard time taking advantage of, and that property values in Massachusetts specifically are extremely high. The cost of living in this state is it's not really. I don't know that it's going to even be sustainable. Who knows? I mean,
No,
I'm not
it's
an economist,
incredible.
but I know that there was definitely a need, a lack of solutions for folks who need affordable housing. So that's where the idea of the ADU exchange came from.
Yes. Yep.
And if you can tell us
Yeah.
a little bit more about
Big
that.
passion of mine. Yes. What an exciting time.
Are they
Yeah.
affordable accessory dwelling units, affordable dwelling units?
Accessory dwelling units.
Got it. And they're
Okay.
affordable. That's why
They
I got
are
the
affordable.
that's why I got the acronym filed up
Yes.
there. They're
Yes.
accessory and affordable.
Yes, they are. Yep. What I've started is a website called the ADU Exchange. Okay, and it's a place for homeowners to go to build these accessory dwelling units, which are a smaller dwelling unit, a household. Okay, so it could be a house, a detached garage, a cottage, excuse me, a garage converted into a living space, an addition onto a house, or a converted basement or attic, again into a separate living unit.
Yeah, and I think you did. Was it you that coined the phrase garages?
Garage.
I
Yeah,
love it.
Yeah,
I
which
love
is a
it.
garage converted into a cottage.
And
Yep,
think about, and
garage.
I'm sure you've thought about it at length. I know you and I have chatted about it a bit, but think about the applications. You've got adult children having a hard time fleeing the
Moving
coop,
on. Yep.
right? And then you
Yep.
have parents who maybe are up in years and need to downsize from a former big house with a family. And I think how it really applies to mothers and fathers truly matter is if you have two parents who have the emotional maturity to put their difference to the side and the recognition that children develop best when they have equal access or reasonable access to both parents, just ADU for mom or dad
Yeah,
and make
which
it
is
pop.
huge.
I mean,
Yeah, which is huge, especially in Massachusetts right now. It's the second most expensive state for housing in the whole union out of all of the states. So we're second to New York.
right.
All right, and so California's cheaper, Hawaii. I mean, it's just incredible to think of that. So ADUs are a form of housing to be able to keep the family unit together, whether it be separating parents, aging parents, a child that can't afford to move on to a completely separate household. You keep them together, keep that family legacy going.
Right.
You know.
And you're not involved in the building of them yourself. It's just so tell us about what the ADU exchange is.
So my passion started. I'll go way back to as a realtor. I was a realtor for 20 years, and in that 20 years, I saw the housing trend changing. So first of all, affordability. To be able to build in Massachusetts, the land is so expensive that you have to build a big houses, to make it affordable. So builders can make some money because there's very little land left.
Right.
So what there is left is very expensive. So they want to build a 4,000 or 5,000 square foot house to charge $1 million for it.
Right.
And again, that's just not sustainable.
Right.
In my eyes. So.
And neither in a lot of people's pocketbooks.
Yeah, yeah. Also, as with the background as a realtor, I look at things and what can I call my customer for? What kind of bit of information can I call my customer
Well,
for?
how can you differentiate yourself as a realtor to provide added value for your clients?
Exactly. And right now, ADUs are the thing.
Right.
So why not call them and educate them? Or, you have the grandmother that has a big house. She doesn't want to sell it because she loves where she lives, but she can't live in 2 floors anymore.
Mm.
So why not build an ADU in the back? And then she could rent out her house in the front, and she gets to keep her land. And she lives in a nice single-family home, and it's building equity still in the property. You're not losing anything. So, I feel that's a great way to keep your property, to expand your property. If you're again separating, 2 parents separating, unfortunately, they can't afford to necessarily move on, but they want to be there for their kids. That's an opportunity for them. So the houses were just out of skew with what society was doing, because unfortunately we have a lot more households that are separate parents, right? So you have single parent households. So we need more housing, not larger housing.
Mm.
And I saw that throughout my whole career. And yes, of course, you like to make money in a commission base. I want to sell an $800,000 house, but that's not really helping people at all.
Right.
It's putting people out on the streets. It's just taking people's money right out of their pockets, which it should be going to a family,
Right.
whether it be a divorced family or a family together. So in seeing that, ADUs came up, and Massachusetts passed the law to make it by right, so that way homeowners can build with minimizing the complexity to build. Because in Massachusetts, there's a lot of laws that shouldn't be in place.
Matt,
Mm-hmm.
you're 50 years old. You're starting over with this ADU thing. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, 50 years old, a lot of people started their careers at 50 years old. You got Ray Kroc at McDonald's,
Yeah.
right? You got the Colonel Sanders making some fried chicken.
Yeah, I
Was
love
not
some fried
successful
chicken.
until after 50 years old.
No fried chicken for me right now, though. 75 hard.
C.S. Lewis once said, "You're never too old to set another goal or to dream another dream."
Right. And it's funny. I have this this picture above my bedstand, above my headboard, and it says, "Dream until your dreams come true." And for good, bad, or indifferent, I'm doing it now. I mean, I have a dream that every child has reasonable access to both their parents, and until that happens, I'm going to keep dreaming it. You know, and
That's it.
it's with being aware of my habits and having faith and giving it everything I got. I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Absolutely. And the more you put out there, and the more people feel it and start thinking it and willing it to be, it will become. It will happen.
Right.
Life isn't about finding yourself, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Life is about creating yourself
Right.
and forever making yourself better.
Yeah.
So, the time is now for me. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I have someone that loves me. I have a beautiful daughter, she's 26 years old, starting her career.
Right.
I mean, the time is now. Experience is what you get when you don't get what you want.
Isn't it the truth?
That is so true.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a great saying.
And it goes to a little bit to what Jimmy and I were chopping up a couple weeks ago, where there's no such thing as losing. You're just learning.
Yeah,
and that's all
it's
right.
true.
Right.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Right?
And in the last couple of years, since I've been reacquainted with you over the years, you've been reading a lot. You've been just diving in head first in self-improvement.
Yeah.
Well, tell us about that journey a bit.
Yeah, it's funny. I kind of felt like this it's just a switch, like a light switch. High school, I was more worried about being popular and socializing and all that stuff that my academics were secondary, and I was also someone that I don't want to say I had a difficult time learning, but I did have a difficult time concentrating. You know, again, my mind was always wandering, and I'd read a page 15 times and say, "What did I just read?" And I'd read every word, but never, So it was just I just didn't have I just didn't know how to concentrate.
Right.
So recently, with all of this new changes in my life, I picked up a book and just started reading, and I felt like Forrest Gump when he started running.
Yeah.
I just kept running and running, but now I'm like I just keep reading and reading and reading, and I can't get enough. It's wonderful. Like I look for excuses to, let's go on the boat and go read. I can't wait to go to New Hampshire and sit in front of the fireplace and read. Like you know what I mean? It's really cool. It's fun.
That's an addiction worth leaning into.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Good stuff.
Yeah, and it's amazing what you learn. Who knew?
Yeah, and it's just a small. It's just It's not a dramatic shift either. It's just a small commitment to making sure you're getting your eyes on some words every day.
Yes. Yeah.
Your vocabulary expands. Your knowledge base expands. You can create more value. You can help more people.
Yes.
And I know the work that you're doing with the ADU exchange. You've told the board that a portion of profits are going to go to Mothers and Fathers Truly Matter to help us in our advocacy efforts to help children and create awareness about abandonment, about alienation, and about neglect. And that means so much to me. I mean, it's one of the biggest problems in the world is taking that one of the parents out of the house and having that somehow be okay in 2026. And you and others like you stepping up to the plate, it means the world to me.
Yeah, well, it's an honor to me to be able to be involved with it, and I feel that our two passions go hand in hand. It's about keeping families together in any means possible, and unfortunately, some families have to be separated, but that doesn't mean that the family dynamic of mother, father, and child has to change.
Right.
They have to remember that child is the most important thing.
Right.
And that's their job. That's why they're on this earth.
I mean, the foundation of a strong society is a strong family, and to pretend anything else is you're not right.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. You're right.
So thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah. Just got to make people aware
Yeah.
that fathers and mothers both truly matter.
Yeah, absolutely. We do.
You know?
And actually, so this 50 half marathons in 50 states, something that you've confided in me and maybe you didn't want to go public with, but we're going to go public today, all right, is that Matt's going to run one of these half marathons.
Yes, I am.
So we're starting in Vegas next weekend. We're going to run the Red Rock Canyon Marathon. We've got Oklahoma in February. I know right now South Carolina is going to be in March. We don't know where we're going in April. I know Crystal's due with Sienna in June. So we'll be staying off the
Maybe I'll fill in the June one.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be great.
That would be a goal.
That would be cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I just got to start jogging.
Yeah. Well, you're walking now, right?
It's true. I am.
That's good.
Yeah. I healed quickly from that surgery. So.
That's right. You had surgery, early December,
4 weeks
right?
ago. Yeah.
Wow. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We don't want to tell you what surgery was. It was pretty nasty.
Yeah. It was. Now I'm Matt 2.0.
Matt 2.0 in the house.
Yep.
Cool. Full circle. I think, what if you were still addicted to alcohol in the sense that you were? It wasn't a dangerous addiction, but it was one that prevented you from living your best life, if I'm not mistaken. I think,
absolutely.
Would you have been able to put the nights and weekends, early morning hours in to building the ADU exchange had you still had that vice nipping at you?
No, I'd still be at the bar, sitting at the bar stool saying, I'm working on this project.
Yeah, as you're working on your 16-ounce curls.
Empty, yeah,
right.
Exactly. And it would never come to fruition, and then it would just become into another dream or something else I'm working on, and it would never come to fruition.
So if you could summarize addiction, and how would you best say addiction to help maybe inspire other people to really take a look at their vice, dead to rights, and say, you're not in charge of me anymore?
Yeah, well, addiction is giving up everything for one thing, and recovery is giving up one thing for everything.
Right.
I think that's a bold statement and pretty much nails it.
Yeah, absolutely. And now you've got a plan. You're going to build this ADU exchange, and you're going to do whatever you can.
To the moon.
Yeah, right.
We're bringing it to the governor, and I have some real estate courses, because obviously at 20 years of real estate, I can't throw that away. It's in me. It's who I am. So some big moves. It's going to be exciting and fun. And taking on New England first, and then going national within a year.
I'll be your biggest cheerleader, brother.
Right on.
Well, so grateful to have you on the show. Thank you for coming on, and good work on everything you're doing, brother.
Thank you.
Yes.
Growth starts inside, in what we think, what we say, and what we do. Our habits form our character, and our character shapes our destiny. Becoming better means choosing grace over guilt, discipline over comfort, and purpose over distraction. Let's live with a commitment to self-improvement.